final episode of this series number 1, called Creating and Conversation. My name is Niecy Harmon. I am owner and creator at Whatsshecreating Enterprises. So today we will be creating a cutie patootie brooch. And we will be talking about being put on the spot. So have you ever been put on the spot before? It's a very uncomfortable feeling, especially if you have a hard time coming up with an answer. I hated being put on the spot years back, but what I realized is that even in that uncomfortable place, you can still give a great answer. If you just relax, focus, and then just go for it, you can pretty much do anything or conquer anything. So I just want to encourage you today to just go for it, whatever it is, go for your dreams and just be amazing. These are all of the items that you need in order to get started. So let's do it. First thing you'll do is take your chalk as well as your ruler, and you're going to measure a 13-inch long by 2-inch tall piece of fabric. Then I will take the scissors and cut out the shape. The next step includes taking the spool of thread as well as the needle, and we're going to thread the needle. The easiest way to do this is to take the end of the thread and cut it with scissors before threading it through the hole of the needle. It may take some practice, but once you thread it, you're going to double the thread so there's 2 pieces, and make sure that it's longer than the piece of fabric that you're working with to create your brooch. Let's cut the thread with our scissors, and then we're going to tie a knot. Needle in hand, start on the back side of the fabric, and you're going to pierce it coming up through the top. Make sure the knot hits the back, and then measure about 2 fingertip widths apart and go back down and end on the back side of the fabric. You made your first stitch, and you want to do the same thing. Measure about 2 fingertip widths apart, come up through the top of the fabric and go back down, and that is the second stitch. You want to continue to do this the whole length of the fabric that you cut. Once you get to the end of the fabric, then you need to inspect it to make sure that your stitches are even. After you do that, take the thread and needle in one hand and the fabric in the other and pull it so that you're kind of like scrunching it. Let our butterfly go. Hold both ends of the fabric in each hand and connect each end. Hold it with one hand and take your needle and thread and pierce both of the ends of the fabric to hold the brooch in place. Then you will tie a knot. The knot should be as close to the fabric as possible. Take the scissors and detach the thread from the fabric. You can hand sew this close, but I choose to use hot glue. So I will take the hot glue and place a scant amount on one end of the fabric brooch and connect it together and hold it in place. Locate the button, and the button should have a hole on the back side. Okay. And then you will take the jump ring, which you can locate at any fabric store, as well as some chain link. The chain link should be about 4.5 inches in length. So I opened the jump ring using both of my thumb and fingers, and I want to add the end of one chain link piece to the jump ring.
as well as attach the coordinating end to the jump ring. And so it looks like this. Add the button last and close it with your fingers. Easy peasy. I just noticed that the button had a star on it. Ooh, I'm in love. Place the button in the center of the brooch, and I'm going to use the hot glue and put a layer on the back side of the button with the chain link and jump ring attached. Attach it to the center of the brooch and then firmly hold it in place. Oh, look, it's a beautiful, beautiful DIY brooch. So I take my safety pin last, attach it on the back side of the brooch, and I open the safety pin and place a scant amount of hot glue on the back side of the safety pin and firmly place it in the center of the brooch. Oh, cute, a DIY brooch that we made ourselves.
So thank you for watching our first season of Creating and Conversation. And season 2 is going to be even more amazing. So stay tuned and create your lifestyle. Until next time, mwah.